Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chemical Reactions. I'm Chuck.
And I'm Juliet.
Shout out to the Chem Squad and to the Circle of Death. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. All you need to do is subscribe, then pick a side. We'll keep it fairly simple for you, you know? Alright, so today we're back with Metal Maiden Monday, which has been our ongoing female-fronted metal band series that unfortunately got a bit messed up last week. We had some issues with the Poet and the Pendulum. I got blocked, and then...
It was such an amazing performance too. Really disappointing that we couldn't get that video out there for you guys.
So heartbreaking. Yeah, because then I was trying to figure out a way to put it up, and ended up editing very aggressively to try to put it something, kind of go past the blockage. And I did, right? I edited very aggressively. And it kind of turned into a mash of horribleness, and you couldn't really follow the song. So I think rightfully we got a lot of fairly negative comments and like 5 videos worth of dislikes in like the span of an hour. So, you know, I decided to take it down. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, we just never want to put any content out there that doesn't do the song or the artist justice.
Yeah. And
we're always very receptive to you guys' feedback. So if you guys are ever unhappy with something, we appreciate you letting us know so we can work on getting better.
Yeah, so all that being said, so today, hopefully we're back with something that hopefully we'll be able to upload. If you're seeing it, that's probably a good sign. So we're going to be reacting to Babymetal. The song is called Gimme Chocolate. I didn't know anything about Babymetal, so I actually had to do my good old trusty Wikipedia search.
Yeah, all I know is that I've seen a lot of requests for it in our comment section.
That's pretty much it. So it is a kawaii metal band.
Okay. Like
and then I had to
J-pop?
Yeah, I had to...
J-metal?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. So I had to click the kawaii metal link, and that's exactly what it is. It's like a mix of heavy metal and J-pop.
Interesting.
Yeah, that sounds like a unexpected fusion.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess we'll see what it looks like. So let's do this. As always, we'll put the link to the description below if you want to watch it for yourself.
Chocolate.
All right. Weird dancing, but cool music. Okay, so I think we just need another reset, like we did, you know, like we did. More surprised with something. So I guess so heavy metal and J-pop. That's what it is, right? Like crazy hard-hitting music, heavy metal music, and then like super cutesy dance moves.
Synchronized dance moves that you would expect with like J-pop or K-pop or those other kinds of genres. And
I don't know anything about J-pop or K-pop, so I don't have much of background to go with.
I mean, that's a genre that's grown a lot in popularity recently in more mainstream music, I guess. There's a lot more people that are interested in K-pop in the United States lately. So
alright, so I guess that's what the mix is, you know, like I don't know, that was probably pretty bad, but you know, a bit more of the cutesy type vocals than kind of regular heavy metal. All right, cool. Reset done. Let's try to enjoy. I'm gonna bring it back a few seconds, make sure we get kind of the full immersion again. Yeah.
So I see why it's called Babymetal.
Yeah. It's like cutie.
I think the metal is more in the instrumental, and then the baby, you kind of get that with the vocals, and they all look very young and...
Yeah, like little dolls, right? Almost.
Yeah, which I think that is one of the major facets of, I guess, the more popish aspects of this genre of music is these, like, idols that like kind of look perfect in every way and look like dolls, and that like little girls will like look up to. I like the instrumental. I think there was a nice like guitar backbone to it, and then you got some more like techno elements coming up, especially during the chorus where it definitely took more of a leap into the baby area.
That was a weird mix, right? I mean, yeah, like the instruments was almost like a death metal track, right? The big heavy guitar, tuned down, hard hitting, high tempo. So it was kind of bizarre because I would go from kind of head banging and stink face to like
I think it worked though.
It's a bizarre mix. I kind of feel bad for enjoying it as much as I did, honestly. I'm not. Yeah, it was special. It was special, and you saw people in the crowd like crowd surfing, going nuts. So clearly that's working pretty well for them. But yeah, wow, that was something. I'm kind of speechless. It's something else. You gotta give it to them, right? It's not like anything I've ever heard before.
Right. And I think this is a realm of music that's very much different from what we're known to associating music with, like in the United States, especially heavy metal music.
Yeah.
I think this, at least with the vocalists, it's more about their image than about their vocals. I think pretty clearly a lot of it was lip syncing, because it was like way too even for them to have been jumping around and doing all those dance moves and still singing.
Yeah, you could see they were sweating, right? They were
so
quite the workout,
I think,
obviously.
With that aspect of it, it's really more about like their image and their ability to put on a show, which still requires a lot of talent and a lot of hard work and a lot of effort. But I think that's not really what we see with heavy metal and heavy metal vocalists, I guess, with everything else that we've seen.
Yeah.
So, and I think this is pretty typical, again, of like K-pop and J-pop, where it's more of a project rather than a musician.
Yeah, it's I guess less musician driven, kind of a bunch of friends getting together, in the neighborhood and some mom's garage to start a band, more kind of a producer, kind of bringing together the musicians.
In a lot of ways, it's more formulaic.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I can't imagine these three little girls kind of going around the neighborhood finding these death metal instrumentalists and say, let's start a band.
And, I mean, on the one hand, obviously it's going to be perfectly crafted.
Yeah.
And obviously the musicians were very talented. Obviously the girls are very good at what they do. But you kind of lose that, some of the rawness.
You might have seen there's a video that went viral, like maybe a year ago, of this Apple mascot in Japan that's playing drums. Like you could see big Apple costume. A bit of that, and then I saw a news report on Vice News on actually that mascot, right? And he has a bit of a, idol status in his area. He does a really good job at promoting apples for that region.
I thought of that like badass Dora movie trailer. Did you see that?
Yes.
Where it's like not what you'd expect.
Dora. Yeah.
I think that's kind of the same vibe that I got watching this.
Yeah, that's interesting. That was interesting to discover, right? Mm-hmm. And we compare that to like the other surprising discoveries of like Arch Enemy and Ginger. Like we were surprised by something specific about the band, but it was still very much kind of a band. This is kind of breaking the mold of what we expect to see as metal bands. You know, I cannot point to anything I've ever heard in my life. I could say, yeah, no, this sounds like that.
And honestly, I think it really has to do with the expectations of the audience.
Yeah.
You know, we saw by the way that this was filmed that it was mostly focused on the three main vocalists.
Yeah, you can
they
barely
had a
see the
very
instrumentalists,
elaborate choreography planned out. They're to put on this show, whereas, you know, me listening to it, coming from, you know, now my, although short-lived, background in metal, I've seen a lot more focus on the instruments. So that's kind of what I was listening more to when I was listening to this song and watching this performance. Although clearly there's not as much a focus on that for the way that this band is marketed.
Yeah. I think not much to talk about with the lyrics. They're pretty, you know, the song is called Gimme Chocolate.
Also, they're in Japanese.
Yeah, I actually found a translation. It's all about chocolate. You know, giving me chocolate. You have chocolate. I want chocolate. But I'm watching my weight, but I still want chocolate. You know, that's pretty much what the lyrics are. So, not much depth, let's say, to it.
It's like Avril Lavigne's like Hello Kitty song.
I don't think I've heard that one.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Next reaction.
All right, should we do Metal Tomatoes?
Babymetal tomatoes.
I mean, because it was surprising and shocking and different, I think I have to reward the difference, right?
I mean, obviously, you don't come up with something like this in a day.
Yeah.
And there's clearly not much that they can pull inspiration from or kind of work their way off of, because this is completely like uncharted territory.
Well, are there some other kawaii metal bands in Japan that are not as popular?
Prolific.
But anyway, so yeah, like I was saying, right? I think I have to reward the difference. I think I have to reward the fact that I went from headbanging to, you know, dancing. So for all of this, I would give this a, let's say, 84.
Okay. I was going to say like 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not something I'm going to put on my playlist, but maybe one of those like guilty pleasures that you go back to every once in a while, you know, and just, you know, dance to. So yeah. All right. So there you have it. Any one of you was hearing this for the first time with our video, would be great to get your thoughts on what you thought about kind of this first raw viewing of this performance. And then, you know, we want to keep Metal Maiden Monday going. So any other recommendations you might have for what we could do next week,
let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments below what's your Metal Tomatoes rating for this song. That would be great to get as well. So thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us. We will see you next time on our next video.
Peace.
Babymetal.